Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, dear students. This is Miss Layla Al-Jihani. Welcome again in another lesson in our enrichments. We have the second lesson today related to Unit 2. Okay? If we want to remember what we covered in our Unit 2, we have these highlights, these important things we covered. For the vocabulary, we covered the vocabulary related to people in the news. Also, we covered biographies, life, special moment. Okay? For the function, we talked about past actions. We talked about we relate the past events in our life. Also, we report what people said. Okay? For the grammar was simple past tense. Also, we covered be born expressions with the passive. We also covered used to and when do we use used to. We also covered the time expressions for the past. For the listening, we listened to a biography and put events in a chronological order. Pronunciation, we learned how to pronounce use to. For the reading, we read about our king, the king of Saudi Arabia. For the writing, we wrote about our life story. For the writing, write about your life story. For the project, write a biography of a famous person. We chose a famous person and we wrote a biography about that person. This is what we covered in our lesson. Let's summarize the things in general. Before we start, I gave you a homework in the previous lesson, okay? To write about your daily routines, your habits. You can write anything. You can write about your addictions, your habits, the things you think about your life. As long as you're talking about your routine, then it's correct, okay? Let's see the sample. I'm sure your paragraphs, your answers are more than enough. You can share it with your teacher to correct it for you. This is a sample answer. I do a lot of things during the week. Some are habits and some are addictions, okay? Going shopping and watching TV are not important for me. I think they are just habits. Talking on the phone and going to the gym are important. They are not really addictions. I think they are habits too. But going online is very important, and I know this is an addiction. I can probably study more instead of going online. I definitely need to study more. This is just an answer talking about what I think is an addiction in my daily routine. You can, any sentence is more enough, as long as you include a lot of activities. How often do you do these activities? How long do you spend doing these activities? Then it's fine, okay? In our lesson, we had life stories. We saw a lot of stories in our book. And throughout these stories, we noticed that there is a lot of vocabulary, which we think it's very important to know the meaning of, okay? So the first vocabulary, we have parents. Parents, we're talking about if we're having mother and father, we call them parents. This is one of the vocabulary in our lesson. Clinic, this is a clinic. Here we have it in front of us. A clinic is it's like when you go to see the doctor, you go to his clinic, okay? Also donations. Do you remember what does donations mean from the picture? Can you tell me what does it mean? Yes, when you give money for charity, do we donate only money? No. We donate other things, like what? Sometimes we donate clothes, sometimes we donate money, sometimes we donate even our time. You can go yourself and help the society, help your community, okay? This is you're donating your time for charity, to do charity work, okay? Also, do you remember we have donor? Sometimes you donate your blood, صح? if you donate your blood, okay, to help sick people, we call this person a donor. This is a donor. We are referring to the person who donate blood, okay? Blood, we already know what does blood mean. It's running in our bodies. Also, another vocabulary, twins. When we have two siblings, they were born on the same day, we call them twin. Sometimes we have identical, they look exactly the same. Some, they don't. But as long as they are twin, we already know what does twins mean. Okay, newborn, this is a newborn, a new baby. Also infants, we refer to it to new babies. Also we call them infants. We call them infants. Okay, for the simple past, when do we use the simple past? We use the simple past to express the idea that an action started and finished in a specific time in the past. Our units, in our unit, this one, unit 2, we are talking about our stories, okay, the things we did. So we are using the past tense because we are telling our life story, صح? We use the past tense. For example, I ate my breakfast. It was very tasty. This is how we form the simple past. I did my homework yesterday, okay? I'm sure you already know these. With the verb to be, sometimes we have the verb to be. Sometimes we don't have a main verb. What should we do? We never use did. Did not or didn't, okay? With the verb to be, okay? With verb to be, instead, we just use he wasn't, you wasn't. We don't add did, okay? Not like the simple present. The simple present we need do or does, صح? Here we don't add did. We use the verb to be. We have was and were. We just add the not after it, okay? And continue the negative. What did she do last weekend? This is how we form the question. We have the WH expressions and we add did and then we continue the sentence. With the verb, we don't add ed or anything. It's the infinitive form of the verb because we already have did here, okay? Also, yes, no question. We can start it with did he go to the gym, okay? Sometimes we have the did she go home early yesterday? Yes, she did. No, she didn't. But sometimes we have the verb to be in the sentence. Was he smart? So with the verb to be, we start with the verb to be. Okay, we started. Instead of adding did, we don't add did if we have the verb to be. Okay? Was he happy when you left? Was he excited when we went home? So any kind of question. Also, for the grammar, we have be born. He was born in Saudi Arabia. You were born on May 15th. So this one, be born, we use it to talk about when we are born and where we were born, okay? Also, used to. Used to, when do we use it? When I tell you I used to play outside, do I still play outside now? No. Something I used to do and now it stopped. I don't do it anymore, okay? So used to, we use it to talk about daily routines, things you used to do a lot, but you stopped. If you stop doing it, you use used to, okay? If you still do it, we use the grammar we covered in the previous lesson, which is the present simple. If the activity, the daily routine, we still do it, then we use the present simple. If we stop doing the daily routines and the daily activities, we use used to talk about it, okay? So with the affirmative, I can say, when I was little, I used to play with toys. With the negative, I didn't use to play video games. Okay, this is the negative. We add didn't, use to. I didn't add the D. Okay. Did you use to play with dolls? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. What did you use to play with? I used to play with toys. Okay, this is how we form the question, the simple sentence, and the negative using used to. Now for the pronunciation. The pronunciation, we focused on how to pronounce used to. Okay, used to. I don't say I used to. No, I used to. Okay. I hardly ever, you hardly ever notice I say the D. صح? It's a very slight, you don't even notice it, okay, when you pronounce it. He used to live next door to me. Muna used to teach English. They used to work together, okay? We just connect the use with the to. We just try to remove the sound, okay? Okay, look at these questions. These questions, the answer should be related to you and your life stories. So you will tell your story when you answer these questions. Practice asking these questions with a partner in your class. Ask each other these questions. Listen to your friends' responses. Then let your friend ask you the questions and you respond to them, okay? Let's see the first question. Where were you born? Okay, where were you born? I was born in Riyadh. I was born in Jeddah. I was born in Al Qasim. I was born in Al-Sharqiyya. So based on you and your life, you should answer these questions, okay? Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up? You can say, I grew up in Riyadh. I grew up in Yanbu. I grew up in Al-Medina. I grew up in Mecca. So based on your life, you should answer these questions. Where is your family from? Where is your family from? So I'm asking about your family originally, where they are. Where are they from? Okay, you can say my family is from Abha, my family is from Al-Janub, my family is from Tabuk. Okay, based on your life, you should answer these questions. Did you used to live in a different place? Yes or no? Do you still live in the same place, or you used to live in a different place? If yes, you used to live, where is this place? So you can say, I used to live in Jeddah, but now I live in Riyadh, okay? What games did you used to play? I used to play video games. I used to play football. I used to play with my neighbors outside. So any answer is okay, okay? Did you ever meet a friend somewhere by chance? Explain. So have you ever went around, if you're walking in a mall or driving the car around and you saw someone, you know your friend, someone you used to know. Did this ever happen to you? If yes, tell us the story, okay? Where did you meet your best friend? Did you meet your best friend in her house or at school? Where? Tell us the location. Did you ever take part in an activity to help the community? Do you remember, since we talked about donations and blood donor and these things, have you ever did something to help your community, to help the people around you? If yes, tell us what did you do, okay? This is a speaking exercise, so ask each other these questions and listen to your friends' responses. Okay, this is just an example. We already did all the questions together. Okay, for the writing corner, we have the prepositions of place in, on, at. Okay, so in, on, at, in, we use it with a city, country, or world, like in Jeddah, on earth, sorry, in Jeddah, in Saudi Arabia, in the world. So this is how we got this way of rule to use in. In, we use it with a city or a country, etc. On, we use it with the planet, island, transportation ways, surfaces, like what? On Earth, on an island, okay? At, we use it for a building or a specific location, like at school, okay? For the preposition of time, on, in, and at, sometimes we use it to refer to time, okay? Also, we use from, to. So with the prepositions of time, on, we use it with the day and date, like on Monday, on June 3rd, okay? At, we use it with time, part of the day, like night, noon, midnight. For talk, we can say at night, at noon, at midnight, at 8 a.m., okay? At noon. What about in? In, we use it with year, month, weeks, season, part of the day. Is it the same like here? لا, we use it with morning and afternoon, evening, okay? In the evening, in the morning, in the afternoon, okay? For example, in 2001, this is a year. In May, this is a month. That's why we use in. In the winter, this is a season. That's why we use in, okay? From, to shows the duration of time. I can say from 2007 to 2010, okay? So we know the duration, how many years did you spend doing something. I studied in college from 2009 until 2012, okay? This is the duration. I'm telling you, when did I start, when did I finish, okay? For the preposition of time, on, this is more examples. On, we say day and date. At, time. In, year, month, season. We already discussed that. These are examples. Ali studied from 6 to 9 p.m. last night. So I know how much time did he spend. We attend school from Sunday to Thursday. Summer is from June to August. This is further explanation to how do we use from to, okay? Also, in our writing corner, we have time words. Like what? Since, ago, then, when, before, and after. These words, we use it to tell a story. Okay, when you're telling a story, it's a good idea to use these words to make your writing more understandable, so it makes it more interesting for the listener and the reader. Look at this example. I was raised in Abha, then my family moved to Riyadh. When I was 12, I have lived there since I was 12. We moved here 2 years ago. I learned to read before I went to school. Okay, this is just a practice for how do we use the time words. Okay, we have also time expressions for the past. When you are talking about the past, we have more expressions like last, yesterday, ago, last night, last Thursday, last week, last month, last year, last summer. So this is how we use last. You can say yesterday, yesterday morning, the day before yesterday. This is how we use yesterday to refer to the past. 6 years ago, we say 6 years ago, 2 days ago, a week ago, 5 hours ago, 10 minutes ago. Okay, so we refer to the past using ago. These are examples. How do you use it? The when clause, okay? Look at these examples. Sometimes the when clause, we have it in the middle of the sentence. When we have it in the middle of the sentence, we don't need a comma. Sometimes we start with the when clause, then we have to have a comma when we start the when clause with it. They didn't go to school when they were 4 years old, okay? This is I can say they didn't go to school. I can stop here. This one, where we stop, we call it the main verb, okay? The main clause, okay? But if I just say, when I was a child and I stopped talking, you will look at me and you wait for me to say more, صح? I can't say, when I was a child, or when I was 7 years old and I stopped talking. You have to have something after it, okay? You have to have a main clause, extra information to complete the story, صح? This is the difference between one clause, it can't stand on its own. It needs another clause to support it, okay? Look at this exercise, exercise 1. This is not on your book, okay? This is an extra exercise. Look at it. You can write it down. You can take a picture of the screen here. Put the words in the correct order and write sentences. So here we have words. They are scrambled. They are scrambled. You have to put it in a correct order, okay? Look at these and think about it. Try to form sentences or questions, statements, using these words in front of you, okay? Let's see the answers together, okay? So the first one, number 1, Prince Sultan was the first Arab to travel in space, okay? Number 2, the prince was born and raised in Riyadh, okay? 3, he was trained to be a pilot with in the US. 4, did he go to university in Saudi Arabia? It's a question. 5, he used to work for the Ministry of Information. 6, he flew abroad the space shuttle in 1985. 7, how many days did he spend in space? It's a question. So this is an exercise to see how you form questions using past simple, okay, form statements and questions using this tense. Exercise 2, we have these words and we have these verbs and we have these verbs. خلاص, it's a table. Look at these verbs. Tick the words that match, okay? So I can say make an effort. I can say make donation, make an appointment, okay? Make a team. But I cannot say make competition, make an award. لا. Make, we use it only with effort, donation, appointment, team. Look at the other one, win. What can you win? Can you win an offer of effort? No. What can you win? Look at the verbs. Put a tick on the things you think correct. Okay? When you finish, use 2 of the things you tick and write a sentence. Use only 2 when you finish this table, ticking everything. Okay? Like win, you can say I can win a competition, so you can put a tick here. I can win an award, okay, you can put a tick here. But you cannot win an effort, okay? Think about it, read it out loud, discuss it with your friends. Which one you think is the correct one? Which one you think you should put a tick under? Which one you think, no, I don't have to. Okay, after you finish it, choose only 2, okay? Choose only 2 to write sentences, okay? Yalla, let's see how we did it, okay? So you can win a competition or an award. You can join an effort, join a competition, join a team. You can receive an award, you can receive a donation, you can receive an email. You can beat a competition, you can beat a team. Okay, these are the things you can use. I chose only 2 to write statements. I'm sure you have other sentences you made. Share it with your friends, read it out loud. Let your teacher see it, okay? Faisal joined the basketball team last year. He received an award for his achievements at school. Okay, these are 2 statements I gathered from completing this table. For your homework, you should answer these questions. You have these questions. Answer these questions, then use the answers to write a paragraph about your life story. So you should write about your life story, okay? These questions, as we did before, we have it just to help you form sentences, okay? Answer these questions and then form a paragraph about your life stories. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. Inshallah, I will see you next class in Enrichment 3.